for Ms. Ainley to pay certain monies to you as you believe were ordered by Commissioner Krupa. At this time, I am going to have...
No, he is my recovery coach in Onyx Sober Living Program out of Polk County. He's my mentor.
That's fine. That's all I need to know.
Okay.
So I'm going to have Mr. and Mrs. Ainley and Logan Ainley, please stand up, raise your right hands, be sworn in.
Do you affirm that the testimony you're about to provide in this matter should be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You all may be seated. All right, Mr. Ainley, this is your case, so you have the burden of proof. You may begin with your witnesses and your evidence.
I don't.
For the record,
Yes,
I know nothing about the case. I don't know what you're asking to be, what property you're asking for her to, quote, surrender. I don't know what you're asking that she be ordered to provide to you that was, or be provided to you, which was ordered from Commissioner Krupa. So that is what you have to inform me of today.
Okay. To start off with, on the date of our divorce is final under your ruling. Rachel was ordered to have the house sold or refinanced within 6 months. I'm not really sure what I forgot what the final court divorce date was, but.
So you would like me to find the final divorce order and take judicial notice?
It was ordered that Rachel surrender all of my personal property, my tools.
Buckle up, folks, because this isn't your typical divorce hearing. What started as a routine split has exploded into a full-blown courtroom showdown over property, equity, and even destroyed tools, yes, tools, pontoons, and lawnmowers. Timothy. Ainley is here, fighting for what he claims is rightfully his, while his ex-wife, Rachel, stands firm.
Court ordered to sell the property within 6 months or refinance the property.
Your Honor, it was a year. After a year,
All
I was
right,
supposed to.
you hush, okay? Because he gets to have the floor right now. You'll get to respond. I get to take judicial notice, and I'm looking at my order right now.
Okay.
I have eyes and I can read. All right, Mr. Ainley.
Okay. She was court ordered to sell the property, refinance after 6 months after the divorce was final. And if she did not do so, she was court ordered to pay me $1,000 a month toward the equity of the house. If she did not have it sold within 6 months or refinanced within 6 months, after 1 year, the court said that they would take. None of this has happened. During that time, the house went into foreclosure 2 times. The first time I wasn't aware right away, but the second time I was. I had some legal situations when I relapsed on alcohol. I was incarcerated for 2 months in Polk County. When I got out of incarceration and came into the Onyx program, I started receiving my mail. It was getting forward. I started getting my documentation from Cross Country Mortgage and that it was in a foreclosure status. So I contacted.
Right out of the gate, the judge is setting the stage, making sure everyone in the room is properly sworn in. Notice how Timothy brings a recovery coach. This shows the court that he's taking steps to demonstrate stability, even after personal setbacks. Judicial notice is mentioned, which is lawyer speak, for I officially acknowledge this fact without further proof.
Stated that it was worth $160,000. I had Leon, I forgot what his last name, from Grantsburg Realty, put the house on the market for $239,000. And I thought, well, great, it's going to sell. Well, and here I'm making the payments every month and remodifying the loans and everything else because they're just in my name. Rachel wasn't able to have any type of credit or have her name on any type of loans or anything. And but I did have I was ordered in your court to sign a quick claims deed for the property. So therefore, I mean, like I said, I found out that the house was in foreclosure, and for the last year, I've been making payments and keeping the house afloat so we wouldn't lose it. And I've paid the electric bill. Electric's been shut off a couple times over there. I paid the electric bill, $500 and something. Cell phone bills, I paid those, which that's not really relevant. It's not really necessary. I did that for my kids so they'd have their phones. But I've just kept Rachel from totally sinking. And when the house went on the market, my realtor called me, says, Tim, people don't even want to walk into the house because it's so nasty and terrible. I said, the other realtors don't even want to show it. So I thought, well, you know, I said, I don't know what to do. I said, I can't talk to her, can't communicate with her. I said, you'll have to get a hold of her yourself, Leon. So
The divorce decree required Rachel to sell or refinance the house within 6 months, but a year later, nothing happened. The court had even ordered $1,000 per month toward equity if she didn't comply. Now we have a ticking time bomb. Missed deadlines, unpaid equity, and a house that slipped into foreclosure. In cases like this, it's not just frustration.
I brought the situation in the court order to receive all my personal property, my tools and everything with Court Commissioner Krupa. And he, I don't know what you would call it, ordered 2 days. It was on a Saturday and a Sunday for me to go out to get all my stuff. And Commissioner Krupa to be staged in front of the garage and then on the property. And she was not to be present since there was a no contact restraining order on me. So I got 3 people around to help me with 3 trucks and a couple of trailers. Went to the property. Rachel's there. So I loaded what was in the driveway and got out of there. I was supposed to go back the next day to get the rest of the stuff, which I did not do because I knew she was going to be there. And all of my property, like the pontoon, my 4-wheeler, my lawnmower, my big 0-turn lawnmower, my chainsaws, everything that had a motor on it was totally destroyed. Holes drilled in the blocks of the 4-wheeler. The lawnmower had half of the motor broke off of it. The pontoon had holes drilled all up underneath the pontoons. Everything was just destroyed. The lower unit on the pontoon looked like somebody took a sledgehammer and knocked it off. Everything I got was destroyed.
Timothy steps into the storm. He discovers the house in foreclosure not once, but twice. Despite personal struggles, including a relapse and incarceration, he jumps in to save the property, investing significant sums in time. It's paying mortgages, bills, and even remodifying. Loans to prevent total loss. This isn't just about money. It's about proving he acted responsibly while the other party allegedly ignored court orders.
And destroyed. I don't know what's left over there, all my contracting tools. I got a small list here of things that, everything that was mine that I accumulated for my business and everything. It's simple tools, but it's a significant list. I haven't received anything. When I left Rachel and filed for divorce, I went back with the sheriff's department the next day. The only thing I got out of this marriage was, it's what I walked away from. It was very devastating. Like I said, I made some terrible decisions in my life and relapsed on alcohol and got involved with some other things, and I hit bottom hard. But just thank God I'm back on my feet and I'm straight-minded. And I don't want to take nothing from her that she doesn't deserve. We were married almost 16 years. You know, I just want what I am fairly due, you know? And if I wouldn't have found out about this foreclosure on this property, we would have lost it, you know? And that's got my life savings in it, you know? And like I said, she turned down, I believe it was a $193,000 offer, not in 197. I got an email. I was looking for it from Grantsburg Realty, but even at $197,000, I mean, I was to get only $20,000 of that. you know, and
I was on second. And now we hit the explosive part: property destruction. Timothy details a shocking scene. Holes drilled into pontoons, engines busted, tools trashed, clothing burned. This is more than frustration. Potentially criminal, and it definitely fuels civil claims for financial compensation. Courts pay close attention to documented property damage. And here,
I look back at it now, I didn't waste it. I got my children, you know. But I just, like I said, I don't expect this court to award me everything 100%. But with what I'm doing, with keeping the place from being foreclosed on, and buying the kids the school clothes, and that's my responsibility, you know.
It's not, though. It's
But-
not your responsibility to pay the mortgage. It's not your responsibility to pay the electric bill. It's not your responsibility to pay the cell phone bill. In the findings of fact, judgment, conclusions of law, judgment of divorce, it's her responsibility.
Well, you know, the thing is that's why I always took care of managing the money, and I did great with it, you know. One income the whole time we were married, for the most part, till toward the end. And we always had nice stuff, four-wheeler. All the kids had four-wheelers. We had both drove new vehicles, and the house, I paid for the house back probably 7 or 8 years ago. I paid $50,000 for the house. It was a foreclosure. Of course, we had to renovate it, but it was beautiful. And I put probably 60, 70,000 in a new roof, and it was my life savings. And it's like it just got jerked away from me, you know.
So, Mr. Ainley, what are you asking from the court?
I'm asking for, all I want is my half of the equity, and I want these $10,000 worth of legal fees from the mortgage companies.
Timothy talks about his children ages 9, 12, and 15, and the emotional toll of witnessing this chaos. He paints a vivid picture of loss, not just of tools and cash, but his life savings, cherished belongings, and the effort to maintain a home and stability for his kids.
Is going to be adjourned, and I'm going to need more time, but I'm also going to need more evidence from both of you when we come back. I'm looking and I see that you have a list of property, but you said that you had things that were damaged. Do you have evidence to show that things are damaged, or am I just going off of he said, she said? Do you have pictures of this damage, or are you just going to have Logan provide testimony? And again, I'm going to say from the last hearing, I don't think it's probably appropriate to have Logan testify. From the last hearing, it was highly traumatic to have Logan on the stand. He broke down. It was awful. It was awful to witness as a judge to see Logan on the witness stand. Awful.
Yes, it was.
You watched it. Ms. Ainley watched it. The court watched it. Everybody in this courtroom watched Logan testify, and it was horrific to see.
You know what's really what I'm ashamed of, when I came in here that day, what the court hearing was about: a box of tattoo ink and an air fryer, petty stuff like that. And this all came out and caused my son, you know, stress over something petty like that. I mean, this is not something that's tattoo ink or.
Here the judge starts to push back, emphasizing the need for evidence. It's a critical point. In civil cases, he said, without proof, it's just a story. Timothy has photos of destroyed property, but will they be enough? The court warns against putting children on the stand again due to trauma.
Journey said, "Yep, Mom's going to get her tongue pierced."
You can't tell me what
I mean,
anyone else said, okay? Because
you
that's
know,
called hearsay.
I mean, it's like she doesn't spend her money responsibly, you know? The kids don't have clothes. I mean, the bills aren't paid, but tattoos are getting done.
Off course, at least right now for today's hearing. So you're asking for your property, but again, I need you to answer my question. Are you going to be able to produce evidence, or are we just going off of he said, she said? Are we going off of your testimony, Miss Ainley's testimony, and perhaps what you're going to hope Logan's going to testify to? Or do you have pictures and other things to support your testimony?
I've got some pictures of the truck that was destroyed, and I got pictures of the clothing that was in the back of the.
And you have them printed out for the court?
I don't.
If you don't, then that's for the next hearing, than what the 15 minutes was set for.
Yes, ma'am.
And so you're going to need your evidence to support your case. And Miss Ainley, you're going to need your evidence to support your case. And it can't be on a phone, either one of you. It can't be on a phone, or I'll take your phone, and I'm glad to take your phone, but I have to keep it for a whole year. All right? Because it has to go, and I have to wait for the whole appeals process to go through. Okay? So if that's what you want to do, and I have to have values of what you would be looking for at receiving, and I have to know if you're looking at having the home go up for sale, because I'm gonna get to you, Miss Ainley. It's sold.
Yeah,
the house sold.
that's what I was trying to say.
I
He's refusing to sign for them to get.
All right. So Miss Ainley, before I get there, then the house sold.
As the hearing adjourns, the judge signals this is far from over. Both sides will need more evidence next time. Here's a key legal tip for viewers. Printed photos and formal documentation always. Beat cell phone snapshots in court. Proper evidence can make or break a case.
Cash.
So I can get him paid.
Okay. And so then we do need to deal with that aspect, at least here today, because I need to know or I can hold it up, because he needs money. I need to know how much he's going to get or not get for this property, because it's going to come out of this house.
Everything he left is still there and not damaged. I can take pictures,
but
not
then
damaged.
I need to have those pictures, and I need to go there. But the house isn't going to be sold until we have this hearing. You understand? So either he's not holding it up now, the court's going to hold it up. Okay? Because I need to know this stuff. And either I was going to say it needs to be sold by one of three. I was going to give you three options to go with the local realtor. I'm fine if you want to use fair deal home buyers. That's fine with me. And if you think 160,000 is a fair market value, that's not for me to say. Honestly, it's not for him to say either.
I accepted.
And that's fine. I don't care if that's the amount that you want to go with, as long as Mr. Ainley gets not only his equity, but he's going to be entitled to any monies that he is owed for any damage to any property, if he is owed for any damage to property. But I don't know that, and I don't have the